Hi folks, Robert Mantell here again with the Trichotillomania Relief Specialists in Southern California. Well, I'm here, it's a beautiful spring day, and I usually carry around this little selfie stick, and I always have my iPhone with me. And when inspiration strikes, I'm likely to break it out and do a video. I wanted to get a video done this week because we'd received a question at our questions and answers webpage at www.trick-free.com/qa.html. And this woman writes in, her name is Julie, and she wrote in some time back, and the question was, why do I pull when I'm upset? That's a very good question, don't you think? Let's talk about that. We'll be right back. Well, first of all, Julie, thank you very much for your question. It's a question I'm sure many sufferers of trichotillomania share. And the answer is pretty simple. It all goes back to this idea, something we've talked about, I know, in many videos that we've done. You know, this idea that everything we ever do, Julie, we always do for a reason. Doesn't matter what it is. You know, it could be a behavior that we like and that we're proud of and that we do again and again because it feels good or it's rewarding of some kind. But it can also apply to behaviors that we don't like and wish we could stop if we could, like hair pulling. And the idea is this: people always do what they do for a reason. And what is that reason? Ultimately, it's to satisfy some need. Glay and I like to say everything we ever do has a positive purpose. Whether or not we actually get something positive for it, if we feel the need or we have the interest in doing it, it's because on some level there's a positive purpose. We're trying to get something positive out of it. So if you think about it, an easy way to answer your question is this: when you're there, Julie, and when you're feeling upset, and that's the time it occurs to you you could pull, why do you suppose that would be? What happens when you start pulling? I don't know where you do this. It might be that you might go off by yourself somewhere or whatever it might be, but notice what happens to your state when you start pulling. Most people will say they feel better or they feel some relief, or at the very least they're distracted. So really what this is about, Julie, is you're trying to find a relief from an uncomfortable state. And I would say pretty much across the board that's the case. People pull their hair for a variety of reasons. Stress, pressure, overwhelm. We've talked about these in other videos. But seemingly on the flip side, boredom, monotony, tedium, mired in tedious work. There can also be other things like frustration, upset, like you point out. It's all about having some way to try to feel better. And so, of course, it's important that in our programs, we do everything we can to identify the times and places where our client is most likely to pull, and to teach that client how to go about meeting those needs, how to find other ways to feel better that don't involve pulling at all. So that's really, really important, because here's why. If you can learn how to control your pulling activity, and we teach our clients how to do that in their very first session with us. If you can learn how to control your pulling activity, if you know where the control button is on that, you're going to be able to go get that. But wouldn't it be nice if not only being able to choose whether or not any pulling happens, you could do it without a struggle? And the urge or the interest or the impetus in pulling only happens when one of these needs arise, when you're feeling bad or feeling upset or feeling bored or whatever it is. Something could be an energetic, uncomfortable state, or it could be sort of an antsy thing. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be boredom in class. Bottom line is we're usually uncomfortable. We're trying to find ways to feel better. And during our work with our clients, we always identify times and places where they pull and identify ways to help them find other ways to meet that very same need. Because when you do that, the urge won't happen anymore. Very powerful. That's a pretty complete way of looking at this. Total control over the pulling activity, a sense of total choice over this, and nothing left to fight. Not bad, hard to beat that. So I hope this answered your question for you, Julie. If you have any questions, you the viewer have any questions, feel free to stop by our website at our questions and answers webpage. Let us know. If you're watching this video at our YouTube channel or our Facebook page or our blog site, feel free to leave us a note, ask your question there, or feel free to leave a comment. At our Facebook community page, now with nearly 25,000 followers, it's a great place to have a dialogue. So any questions you have, anything we can do for you, let us know about that. If you're interested in the possibility of getting direct services from us, you can always visit our website, again at www.trick-free.com. There's contact information there, and there's a contact form, and our phone number is toll-free 866-LIFE-NOW, and actually the numbers on that are 866-543-3669. Maybe save you a few moments of poking around on the keyboard for that number. So thank you very much for watching. Glad we were finally able to get another video out for you. This is Robert Mantell with the Trichotillomania Relief Specialists, wishing you an amazing trick-free week.